Hello everybody, this is Jeffrey GT7 and welcome to the episode. In this episode we'll be only covering one car, and that car is going to be the Nissan K S14 at Tokyo Expressway. In this episode I'll be covering on how to find the car, delivery, which you can see is a GameStop NASCAR livery. I'll show you guys how to get that as well. The parts from car customization, the build setup, and most importantly the race strategy for this car. And I will go ahead and say I've actually ran this particular build using the Logitech G29 wheel, and the car was very smooth and felt really quick, especially in the corners, and the top speed isn't too bad shabby either. So hopefully this will help you out in your race at Tokyo Expressway, and let's say if it doesn't, I will highly suggest you just keep this car at Le Mans. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to the episode. So of course the first stage is how to get the car. It's going to be at the used car dealership, but unfortunately it's at limited stock, so there's a good chance by this episode, when it does get released, this car might be sold out, but hopefully it will return back to the game soon. That way you'll get you a much better chance to rebuy it or buy it. After that, we're going to go ahead and add the wide body modification to the car first for a small fee of 10,000 credits, and after that we'll be going and able to buy the swap. Now the swap I'll be buying is going to be the new swap from the update. It's going to be the Nismo swap, and as you can see, the stats overall pretty good. You do gain some weight from the engine itself, but despite that, it's mainly a good swap for this car. Now let's say if you're not yet level 50, which is a hot pink number on top of the screen just yet in the game, I'll show you an alternative way to use or get a swap. So make sure you just look at that engine model, which is the Nismo engine, and what we're going to do here is go to our personal garage, go to tuning parts where that box is at, and usually the top here where all these engines are at, this is all the engines you'll get in the game. Now the one particular thing we're looking at is a taskbar that has a top right corner that says compatible. If you see that, click on it, say install, and then say yes, and just like that you'll get yourself a redeemable swap into the car without being level 50 or without buying it from the GT Auto. So here we are at car customization. Now if you look up this livery, I do recommend to search up GameStop for this particular NASCAR livery driven by Joe Logano back in 2010 for the Cup Series, and also for the what used to be was called Nationwide Series. So here are the rims to begin with. American Racing, just make sure everything is at the standard. After you get those rims into the car, we're going to get Type A for our front bumper, and I could say this livery looks actually pretty sweet considering it's a fantasy livery, because back then there was no such thing as a Gran Turismo 7 car. For the side skirt, it's going to be Type B after you get that installed in the car. Now the one thing I did change about this livery parts, the particular livery came with Type A for the rear bumper, but for this car I decided Type B would be better for this car overall than Type A. So make sure the rear bumper is Type B to help you out with your handling issues. And finishing up, it's going to be wing Type B, give you that little bit of that NASCAR stock car look. And that's going to be it for your parts you need from car customization. So pretty simple, easy parts you can grab on your own car, and that's going to be it. So here's a quick look at the build itself. We're going to have sport medium tires, which is going to be pretty nice. Fully customized suspension, fully customized differential, of course downforce. Front and rear are of course customized. Ballast 127. And we're going to have it toward the rear with 73 for power structure and fully customized manual transmission. And I actually do have custom settings for the transmission, which I'll share once we get done with the other list. But if you want to go ahead and just pause the episode and just copy the numbers, which I really would recommend doing so, you can. For the other part of the list, you can see there's a lot of stuff that just wasn't touched. The only thing I was able to add was the racing collector flywheel, increased body rigidity, and that's it for the second bit. Now for the transmission itself, all I did was adjust their third gear and fourth gear. So here's a slow motion of what I did to both the third and fourth gear, and just make this little final tweaks, especially for the wheel, just being able to get a little bit more grip into the first couple corners, especially the slower corners, just giving it a little bit extra grip in the rear of the car. So after you get those numbers right there. If you want to go ahead and pause it right there, you can, and that's going to be it for our setup. Now, as you can see, the particular acceleration is not too good for this car. It actually took us a long time to get the car up and going, to get started. We're way back in the pack, as you can see, but the handling on this car, very, very smooth. I mean, very smooth. As you can see, it just sticks right there in that first turn, and you know, this car was really feeling good. So acceleration not be the best. The handling is good. You just got to be careful whenever you get back to the gas. Otherwise, as you saw there, the rear of the car, it will like to basically get to a slow spin, a little bit on the drift side. So just be careful with that. Whenever you do get back on the gas, just be a slow, gradual acceleration. But despite that, handling's pretty good, and also really good fuel mileage too. You'll be able to go pretty long within the race if you actually, in my opinion, go at 4, 5, 6, go extreme fuel saving mode. You probably should be able to get this race done without having to pit. But me personally, I think it'd be better if you're on map 1, and maybe you want to stretch the field just a little bit map 2 if you want to do that. But I think map 1 might be the best map to be in this particular car. And you can see from that left-hand turn, the car really felt very smooth and quick. We actually kind of kept it in the throttle from that corner. So first lap's not too bad at all. We actually are now catching up to the main group in front of us. Able to gain a lot of time, especially on this hairpin, which actually this car takes it pretty smoothly, which is a very crucial corner when it comes to this particular race. So as we finish the first lap, going to go ahead and find ourselves within P6, which isn't too shabby. More of a durable, decent start for us, even though I would have liked to have us be in the top 5 at least, or even 3rd. But unfortunately, that was not the case for the first lap. But after we get the first lap done, we're going to go ahead and fast forward to later in the race to about lap 4. We have caught up with the race leader, and we actually got ourselves some decently good race pace in this car. We're going to send it into this corner, easily passing the Honda NSX. And from that point on, we basically stayed as the race leader for the remaining of the race, and basically just drove away from everybody else in this race. We're going to go ahead and now fast forward to our scheduled pit stop, which is going to be lap 8. Now, we could have theoretically went one more extra lap if I needed to, but I could tell the tires, they were slowly but surely weren't gripping as well. Plus, I didn't want to put myself in any risk on lap 9, just in case if the car for some reason got too loose and just the car spun in circles or anything like that in a corner. So I'm going to go ahead and get myself a fresh batch of mediums, and while I'm at it, going to go ahead and get me enough fuel to last me for the rest of the race. And as we fast forward to the last lap of the race, is going to be our hot lap for this track as well, which I really encourage you guys to watch this particular hot lap. And as you can see, the car, since we got ourselves a low fuel setting and some fresh mediums, it did really pick up the pace, hitting 207s on lap 10 and 11. But like I said before, this is going to be our hot lap, so I will encourage you to watch this, and I'll see you guys at the end of the race. Alright, as we're about to finish up the race, it's going to be a 26.23 for our total time, and for our fastest lap, a 207.3, which actually is pretty decent in this track, especially with a car that is pretty much have to do some modification in order for it to work. I know there's some cars out there that can easily beat that, but I thought for this car, I thought that was decent. We got ourselves a standard bonus, and that's going to be it for the episode. For our next preview, it's going to be, again, the Mercedes-Benz 190E at Le Mans with its engine swap. I had a request from a past episode to do that particular build. I know I've done this car a couple episodes ago at Tokyo Expressway, but, you know, it'd be a good time to do the swap version of this car at Le Mans and just see what it can do at that particular track. So I'm looking forward for that. And then for my other particular build, it's going to be another swap using the Nissan Fairlady C 2-seater. This car is actually back at the used car dealership, so I thought it would be a good time to actually use its new swap at Tokyo Expressway. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. If you'd like to support the channel, why go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. If you have a particular build you'd like to see too, you're more welcome to add it to the comment section. And with that all being said, hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day or night, where it might be. And I'll see you guys later, and be careful and take care.